Welcome back to my weekly reviews of Aquatope on the White Sand. Hope your day is going well so far because I hope to make it a little bit better with this review. Let's get right into my opening thoughts. But before that, I have to thank you guys so much for all the amazing support in the last month alone on the channel, and it's been amazing. So if you like what's going up here, if you like anime content, then make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share the video, and share the channel, and let's get on to my opening thoughts. The slow pacing in the story is to be expected since this is a 24 episode series, but that means we get some awesome final episodes once we start getting down to the last probably 6 or 7 weeks. For the most part, that's how a lot of these 20 to 24 episode anime go. When you look at Nagiasu and the way that anime came down to the wire, I think Aquatope could definitely set up for something similar. Do I see the same complex love triangle? No, at least not yet anyways. I think that after watching this episode, the primary focus will be on Fuuka, but there will come those exceptional moments for the other characters too. So my initial impressions, I really haven't seen a decline in the quality of the animation and background art, which is great. There's definitely no lack of love for this anime coming from PA. There was a lot of character building in dynamic situations that had they gone one way or the other, the whole story could have changed. For example, when Kukuru asks the doctor to look at the penguins, despite the fact that she could go into labor at any moment, she gets a little too complacent and misreads the entire situation, but this is to be expected. Most high schoolers don't exactly experience the kinds of situations Kukuru found herself in. Had Kukuru maybe decided to jump in the car and take the doctor back to the maternity home herself, the entire plotline of the episode could have been dramatically different. There was a lot of warming up to the other staff and Kukuru herself by Fuuka. Each character really seems to endure their own trial this episode too. Overall, I was highly impressed despite the slow pacing, but again, the slow pacing is working well for this anime. Now onto Fuuka specifically. Perhaps the most growth in this episode came from Fuuka herself. She's steadily warming up to her new role at Gama Gama and is even a greatly appreciated help around the house. She's fitting right in, but she's putting in a lot of effort to do so. Recall last episode that Fuuka was having trouble with the penguins and trying to feed them. Her gills are pretty fresh still, but she motivates herself to do better because she knows she can do better. Had she not been nipped at and pecked in the butt, maybe Fuuka would have had a little more confidence in herself. But again, it's all about growth. Fuuka has never worked around animals in her life, especially not marine animals. When she successfully feeds Choco, the penguin, she finds a new little resurgence of confidence, like, hey, I can do this. What I'm still worried about, however, is how she plans on addressing her absence from home. She ran away and even lied about it at first. Anyone's parent or parents would be disappointed if it were their child who had done that, especially after having such a promising future such as Fuuka had. This is going to greatly affect her character, and I'll explain why. Now, this is not to rag on Fuuka, it was not her fault that she had to end up leaving her idol career, but I think she could have put in more effort to maybe potentially stay with that. So, anyways, she told her mother where she was, a Gama Gama aquarium in Okinawa. If her mother comes to find her and tells her to come home, I can already tell you that Fuuka will refuse. The memories and experience she'll have gained will be invaluable to her. To give it all up and go back home, back to where her dreams crashed and burned, would absolutely destroy her. Fuuka has found a place where she feels like she belongs. When we analyze the scene with her and Kai, it's clear she's making an effort to branch out more. She even calls him a man of the sea, which is actually kind of cute. Kai reaffirms his determination to do everything he can for Gama Gama, which in Fuuka's mind is an affirmation of her efforts as well. Now, on to Kukuru. While I don't have as much on Kukuru this episode as I do on Fuuka, what's intriguing and specifically unique to Kukuru is her attachment to the aquarium. However, before I dive into that, it's important to note her relationship with her grandparents. The question likely never crossed a lot of people's minds, but why would an 18-year-old high school girl such as Kukuru be living with her grandparents? There's really only one reason, and it's because her parents passed away when she was young. They would frequent the aquarium as a family, which, as a small child, was one of the most amazing things she had experienced. Unfortunately, this is what creates the attachment to Gama Gama that keeps Kukuru hooked like a fishing line. It isn't all bad, though. She is inheriting the aquarium from her gramps and will be the new director officially when she does so. Had the aquarium just closed down, many of the animals would have likely been put down. It's Kukuru's determination to make sure things are done right that really ends up causing her trouble though. Choco is found to have bumblefoot, which can happen in enclosed spaces and not enough exercise. Instead of calling her Gramps the primary director, she calls up the doctor who is on maternity leave. She's happy to help and reassures Kukuru that she's fine, but Kukuru quickly realizes her mistake. She will grow from this experience just as Fuuka will grow from hers, though a hasty phone call could have been avoided had she followed Kuya's advice. The symptoms would not have drastically changed overnight if she'd waited for her Gramps to return. They could have then taken care of Choco together. Having the doctor who's 9 months pregnant come out and help with the penguins was in bad taste on Kukuru's part, but she loves the animals and the aquarium to death. It's good that she's so passionate. A few other observations I made. When the doctor is laying down, she experiences a strange phenomena that only occurs at Gamma Gamma. She sees her son, but he's already a little boy. Keep in mind, she hasn't even given birth yet. What kind of a role this strange phenomena is going to play will be very interesting. After all, it brought Fuuka and Kukuru together. Who's to say it can't do more? Now, a storyline observation I didn't notice until last week regarding Aquatope is based upon another PA Works anime, that being Sakura Quest. This observation wasn't made by me, but by one of you, which is why it's so important to comment. It allows me to bring you into the bigger picture so we can talk about these things. Anyways, Sakura Quest had a sort of similar story to Aquatope in terms of how the anime went. They're not exactly similar, but in terms of pacing and the main character having to conform to an entirely new and unique environment outside of their comfort zone, yeah. I would say they are pretty similar in that regard. Lastly, we see the little spirit guardian again. It likes its place on the roof, but we also see it playing with the doctor's son, like they were friends. Kukuru frequently says that they have a mission to protect the guests, the animals, and the staff in the aquarium. Could this little spirit or guardian be helping to make sure that Kukuru is able to follow through on this? And finally, we have a little bit of world building. Between the aquarium, the diner, and the school, Aquatope looks to place the setting in just a few places of importance. Kukuru's school life revolves around the aquarium as it's always on her mind and her friends and classmates know it too. They're supportive of her and it's a great reassurance for Kukuru. Hopefully she decides not to quit school regardless of the inheritance of the aquarium. Education is important, and Kukuru will be able to apply her knowledge to Gamma Gamma as well. Fuuka's world, however, is solely with Gamma Gamma physically and mentally for the most part too, but she must still address her reasons for running away from home, and how she plans to bring her two worlds together. Gamma Gamma Aquarium can't be permanent, but Fuuka has such an unpredictable character right now that it's difficult to predict exactly what she may be doing. There's still a lot left to this anime, and we're just gonna have to see where it takes us from here. So remember that my Aquatope reviews are always on Fridays or Saturdays, so if you've not caught up with episodes 1 and 2 yet, make sure you do that. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will catch you all next week. Later.